Hello and welcome to the second edition of Sully Sports Talk. I'm Derek Daly, here with Travis Hendricks, the softball coach
Canaba
from Sul Ross University. And we are here at the Holland Hotel and Century Bar and Grill in downtown Alpine. I have a couple of questions for Coach Canaba here. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Yes, sir. Thank you for inviting me.
Coach, you come back to your alma mater as head softball coach. Talk a little bit about what that means to you on the professional level and also the challenges that come with the new job.
I was blessed to have the opportunity to play up here at Sul Ross and had the opportunity to play basketball. Dr. Grant gave me that opportunity, and that was one of the things that I wanted to do, was come back and give back to the students like they gave me the chance to do it. So coming up here, coaching at Sul Ross was always been a dream of mine. Coaching at the collegiate level was always a dream of mine. So to be able to do it at my alma mater was pretty amazing. So there's some challenges to it, but that's a sport that we live in and the life that we live in and the world we live in. So it's just, but overall, it's been a great time so far.
A vast array of sports for you. In high school, you did football, basketball, track, and
Yes.
then you went to be the athletic director in marathon.
Right.
Then you coached girls softball, volleyball. What have you learned kind of from coaching a broad spectrum of all these different sports?
It gave me a chance to try different things and then try different things at different levels as well, because we did junior high and high school and different varsity, JV, and then girls and boys are totally different too as well. And so I think it just kind of made me a better all-around coach, I think, as far as that goes. But I was one that always liked the challenge, always liked to do something different. And every time I moved, just because somebody asked for help or wanted me to help them out, or they needed a spot to be filled, and I was always that kind of person that didn't bother me to do that. So, yeah, I had all different kind of different sports, and but overall, I think it just helped me out to be a better coach and a better person as far as learning how to deal with kids on the girls' side and the boys' side, and then. Like they always told me, coaching is coaching. You just gotta do your job.
Sure. And are you finding that you like learn one thing in one sport and try and carry that over to the next and kind of keep it building?
Sure. You'll find things that work for you in one sport, and you transfer it over to the other ones, and then you find things that don't work. So you kind of give and take, and it's just like a big toolbox that you just kind of put the things you want to keep, and the ones that you don't want to keep, you want to get rid of it. So, yeah, you find a lot of good things, and there's things that there's times I've failed and kind of say we don't need to do that ever again.
Right.
But overall, I think it helped me to have those different opportunities to coach at those different levels and those different sports to do what I get to do now.
Sure. And the one constant in all of that is motivation.
Right.
Obviously, no matter what sport you're doing, you want to motivate your players to play as best as they can.
That's correct. And that's the thing, is that the kids have to believe in your program. They have to believe in you. And if you don't have that, it's hard to get them to perform. And trust and motivation is really huge, and giving them a pat on the back, but also let them know when they do something wrong as well too.
Sure.
So you got to have a good equal balance of
Sure.
the two.
Coach, tell us a little bit about the recruiting process now that you're on the college level, in terms of having to analyze what you already have and what you would like to add to your lineup.
I returned 14 girls came back from the previous team that was here, and I've been in the sport softball for so long that I have good connections, and a lot of the kids that I got that are here now are from coaches or friends that just say, I got this good kid that can play, and do you think she can come down and play for you? And so thank God for good friends and good coaches around the state of Texas that allowed me to they trust me with their kids. So we brought in a couple of good girls. We brought in 14 girls, so we had a total of 28 when we first started.
Wow.
We're down to 23 now. Things change, things are different. So you have the ones that want to be involved, and then there's some and that's okay. It's just part of the process that you have to deal with. But the recruiting process has been really fun. That's the part that I've enjoyed the most. I've always enjoyed in high school. It's a little different. You have to deal with what you have, and you gotta make them the best that you can. And this is a little different, where you can bring in the kids that fit your program and fit your what your mentality is as far as an athletic program. So I really enjoyed that process part of it. So, but I think we got some really good kids in here.
No matter where you go or what level, pitching is always a critical issue, softball or baseball. How much of the recruiting effort goes into finding talented pitching when you're building your bullpen?
Coach Chambers did a really good job of having some good pitchers that are still here on staff. I brought in a couple other ones just just to help out and help them out a little bit more. But the girls that she had on staff are pretty good. So softball and baseball a little bit different. You know, softball, if you have one stud pitcher, she can pitch all your games. It doesn't hurt their arm. It's just such a natural motion for them. So we can actually ride that person out. So right now we have 5 pitchers on our staff, and so I think we're going to really just keep those girls, and who's hot, keep them going, and once they stop getting hot, we'll trade them out and see what else we can do. But I think we got a good staff right now.
Excellent.
We talked a little bit about recruiting. What do you think is the biggest fundamental change moving from the high school level to the collegiate level?
It's just faster. You
Yeah.
know, that's the biggest thing, is that it's like every level, it just seems like it gets faster. You know, D3, you know, is faster, but D2 is probably a little bit faster, and D1's, you know, it's at the top speed. So, but I think that the overall is just the game's a little bit faster, and you have to find kids that understand that. You know, they're usually the stud at their high school and everything else, and then you come to a college level, it's just totally different. It takes some time to get them to the process and get them to understand that it's a different game up here. And but you know, yeah, the talent wise, if they can catch, field, and hit, you know, they're pretty good. So
Right.
we just gotta mainly fit pieces that we needed here at Sul Ross, and the people that'll fit Sul Ross. You know, it's a wonderful university. It's a wonderful place to be. It's a beautiful town to live in. But it takes a certain person to live here and be here for 4 years, and that's what we want. We want to have kids that come and play, but also get an education, and then leave here with an education, but stay the entire time as well.
Do you think your coaching strategy has changed at all, or is going to change moving up?
I don't think so. I coached for a long time, and it didn't matter if I coached Pee Wee teams or college team. I think I got to coach the way I coach, and
Sure.
I don't think the level matters as far as that goes. But I think overall, I got to stay true to myself,
Sure.
and if I fail doing it, then that's okay. It's just this is the way I have to do it. So, I'll just coach them the way I know how to coach them.
Coach, the schedule has us on the road for much of February. Then we have a nice homestand to begin the month of March. What's the overall process of building the schedule, and how far in advance do you begin that process?
The process is a year in advance. Right when I came in May, the conference automatically sets your conference games, and then the other stuff you can kind of fit in and everything. I felt it was really important that we get a lot of home games.
Yeah.
I felt like it was a transition period for me, and then also for the team. And I feel like we need the support, and I felt like if we can get more home games this year, on the road next year, we'll be on the road a little bit more next year because of just we have so many home games this year. But I felt like it was something that I want the girls to have pride that we're playing at our home field in front of our university, in front of the town of Alpine and the city of Alpine, and I want them to have that support. And I thought it was really important in building this thing where we needed to be built. So. But it's a year process. It's a long process, and it's a tough process because you got a lot of moving parts that have to kind of line up and work out. And this year it just worked out perfect for us.
Well, we're late in the off season right now. Who's made an impact so far during the off season, or is it still too early to determine or gauge who will be finding their way onto the roster in the spring?
You know, there's a lot of the girls. I think all of them done a great, fabulous job. The coaching change is so hard for them. You know, it's totally different. My philosophy is totally different than in the previous years, and it's an adjustment period. So I've been very proud of all of them. I'm really proud of my upperclassmen because they're the ones that already been here. They've been in a system, and they kind of had things kind of flowing the way that they wanted, and all of a sudden it's changed, and they've gone on board, and they've really been really supportive, and I think they're showing the young kids that change is good sometimes, and sometimes it's just part of the process. And my pitching is Jackie Gonzalez has been one of the pitchers I pitched against UTEP and El Paso Community College in our fall ball, and she did really well. Nicole Stoltz is a senior that's a center fielder, and she's done really well. But I think those leadership roles have really helped the younger ones come through. We recruited a girl, that Taya Bayer from Harper, and she came in as a third baseman, and she made the move to catcher. And so they're willing to do whatever we need to get done to help the team out, and then that's a great characteristic of a team. And so that's what I'm most proud of. But I think overall, the entire team has really done a really good job. They've been working hard, and I'm excited to see what happens in the spring.
Excellent.
So talk a little bit more about how important is it to have senior leadership really buy into your system, especially with the new coach, new system, to really set an example for these younger kids?
It is. It's they've seen things that they haven't. The younger ones haven't seen. You know, they played for 2 or 3 years, and they had the ups and downs, and they understand the process of it, and they have to believe in it, because if they don't believe in me, like we talked about just a while ago, if they don't believe in what I'm doing, it could be a cancer on the team. And overall, they have really bought in and worked hard for them, and then actually bringing the younger girls up and saying, hey, this is what coach says, this is what we need to do, and also putting the extra work in.
Sure.
When we get done with practice or fall, when we got done with the fall, they stay late. You know, they would work, they would go back to the weight room, things like that. That's really will put our program at the top, and I'm very, very proud of them. And but it's just one of those things that you can't do without that leadership. It's just that you got to have an equal balance of the older kids and then the younger ones as well.
Yeah, and you kind of have to develop a trust with the whole team there. You know,
Right.
they have to trust you to know that when it's end of the game and you make a call, they do it. You
Right.
know, that's extremely important in baseball.
And we
football.
talk about that all the time. It's like, I want to relieve the pressure from them. I want them to just go play and have fun. Let the decisions be mine. Players win games and coaches lose games, and that's just the way it's always been. And that's been my philosophy. If we don't win, it's my fault. There's something that I'm not doing. The kids, they give 100% no matter what they do. So, but yeah, it's something that they have to believe in me and have to trust me. But again, that comes with a lot of work ethic, a lot of spending time together, a lot of visiting and communicating about what we want in the program. And overall, I think they really bought in, and I think it's going to be a good year.
Sure, because you're kind of you're a new coach, but you're not necessarily a new face. You've been around Alpine. The girls already know you.
Right.
How important is that, and how does that kind of ease your transition into the next level?
It's been really great because Sul Ross allowed our high school team practice and play our home games at Sul Ross. So there's been plenty of times that we go there watch them practice. So I knew some of the girls' faces, and I didn't know names as well as I needed to, but I got to see them play quite a bit here, and I think that helped a lot. And also too, along with that, is that I had great kids at Alpine High School, and I had great support at Alpine High School, and my administration did a great job there with me and supported me throughout all the years and stuff. So I bring that to Sul Ross as well, because I'm hoping they'll continue to support my program and my teams, and I think that was good. But I think being around here and being just kind of just switching faces and switching colors, I guess, is the biggest thing, has been a benefit for me, because they know me and they see me a little bit, and then they've seen what my teams have done. And it's because I had great kids, but we were very successful at Alpine High School, and because of that, it kind of helps when I moved up here to Sul Ross.
Coach, my wrap-up question, we talked a little bit a while ago about the difference between coaching from the high school to the college level. And as we alluded to a while ago, you had a very successful run at Alpine High School, not just on the softball level, but the volleyball level, and I think you had a couple of stints coaching basketball there too. Top 3 things, though, that you bring from the high school level to the college level. I think
number one is discipline. I think every kid likes discipline, likes structure. I think that's something that we're missing in the world today. It doesn't have to be in a negative point or a negative aspect, but I think it's something that we need to have a focus and a way to move through it and stay on the right track. And I think that's one of the biggest things that I've learned at Alpine High School is that, and in all my coaching years, is that's something that the kids really enjoy and they want. 2, I think hard work. I think it's something that you can't get rid of. It's something that they have to have. We as coaches, we get the wins, and we're part of it, but it's the kids that actually do everything. And because of the kids that I had in the previous years at Alpine, it made me successful. And I have no doubt that's why one of the reasons why I'm here at Sul Ross is because of the success that we've had. But it comes down to the kids. And then the other thing that we talk about all the time is about their effort and attitude. Those are 2 things every day that we can get up in the mornings and we can control. We can control what we want to, our effort of the day, and then our attitude. We want to be mad at the world, we can be mad at the world. If we want to be happy and work hard, that's all just a matter of attitude. So I think those are the top 3 things, is that the effort and attitude we can control, and they can control it, and depending on what they want to do, that could determine their life and their day or whatever. So I think those are the three things that I think is really important for us to, and I think that's a good foundation to build a program on. And so, and that's what, it worked, in the previous years, and knock on wood, I hope it works over here at Sully as well too.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you. This has been the second coming of the Sully Sports Talk. We'd like to thank Coach Canaba for dropping by, and we'd like to thank the Century Bar and Grill.